actress, right? So, all right, ready?
Yeah.
We're just-
Fantastic. Right.
Funny.
Okay.
That was cute.
Welcome, folks, to another episode of Fitpod. And today we have in the studio no other than the special Shafina Shah. Shafina, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nessa. Thanks for having me here.
Well, first of all, I want to introduce Shafina. She's an international actress, model, and speaker. And she's done work in numerous projects around the world, in the UK, and she's got a very, very bright future. And today we're going to speak to her about a lot of things. We're going to talk about her model career, Bollywood actress. We're going to talk about the charity work she does, mindset. She's also a nutritionist, and I've been following her story for a very long time in that sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all about the other projects that you've been working on as well worldwide. I know you have been very busy.
We have a lot
lately.
to catch up on.
We have a lot to catch up on. And just to let you know, guys, I waited nearly a year and a few months, over a year, let's say over a year, to make this happen. And at one point, I did give up. But
And then I reached out saying,
and then,
I haven't forgotten.
And then she called me and she's like, I haven't forgot. When can we do this? I was like, all right, okay, let's make it happen. And thank God, it's happening. It's happening. So first of all, how are you? How's life been? And what you been up to?
Wow, a lot's happened for that general question right now. I don't know how to answer that. It might just be the whole podcast happening right now. But I'm good. I'm well. And I actually, to be honest, I did get bitten by something. It's probably like a side note. So that's why.
You got bitten by something?
Yeah, I got bitten in
Like
the
what?
UK out of all the countries I've gone to.
Right, okay.
And then it got infected.
But what was it?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
I didn't really ask. As soon as I went to the urgent care, because I left it 10 days, because I'm not one of those that goes to the doctors much.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, chalo, it'll go.
Didn't your vitamin capsules help? Or
So I take those capsules still till this day. Yes. However, I left it 10 days. And even the doctor, when I got there, they saw me straight away. They were like, I did speak to the other doctors and said, she's given it like a good 10 days, not 2 hours later. So
Yeah.
give her some credit, So they saw me straight away, gave me antibiotics. So, but other than that, I'm well. I'm very well.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So
Yes.
let's dive straight into this.
Okay.
As a model,
Okay.
right? So what inspired you to pursue a career in modeling?
Gosh, this takes me back. Okay.
Because I know you've done some work with Shah Rukh Khan as well.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. How did that happen? What made you, I want to get into modeling. What was it?
So actually, I'm going to tell you something. People think that that's probably where it started, but it started way before that. So I'm going to give you a little bit of history.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So
Yeah.
when I was little, I was very shy. I
Okay.
couldn't even talk to anyone.
I can hardly believe that, but yeah, go on.
It's a fact. It's true. Ask my family. And my nanny, I was in California, and my nanny was like, you cannot go through life like this. You need to get out of your shell and learn
Yeah.
how to speak for yourself,
Mhm.
etc. So I was like, okay. And then she asked me to start drama classes, when you're in junior high. So I was quite young, and you have electives. Anyway, so my nanny insisted that I do drama. So I started drama class. From there, I have a friend, and she suggested an acting and modeling school. And she's like, here, give him a call. You can audition and go. I auditioned and I got through. So the classes that I learned was modeling and acting. So total runway, for my young age, I was quite tall. Basically, I was the height that I am now, maybe an inch less. So I shot up and then I stopped growing.
Wow.
But anyway, so they thought, I'd be like one of those top models. So I started training. And this is before I was a teenager. So
in your early
Yeah.
single digits.
well, it was technically double, but because teenagers 13,
13,
right? So
yes.
before that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was quite young.
We'll
And,
cut that bit out.
Yeah.
Just that little clip of me saying silly things. But go on.
Okay. So, so I started quite young, and I started doing modeling training from there, and that's when I started auditioning and getting jobs and modeling for designers. I wore bridal wear like at such a young age. American Bridal. There was a company called David's Bridal. I think it's still there. I did fashion shows.
Isn't that one in town as well? David's Bridal.
Yeah, it's an international brand. That's what I'm saying. But
But it's closed now, unfortunately.
well, there's a lot of things happened.
Wow, I didn't know that.
This is the thing, not everyone knows. People assume and think they know stories and think they know everything about me, but they don't, obviously. And so I started there, and then I also did some there was some Asian desi brands in California in a place called Pioneer Boulevard. It's like a very well-known street. If you've been to California, you'll know that's where all the desi stores are. I modeled for some designers there, and and then we ended up moving back to the UK. So I was originally born in London, by the way.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. See.
So how come you went over to the States?
So my mom, my nanny again, said, "Why don't you move to California? The kids."
Is she still there?
My nanny right now?
No, not now. She's here, obviously, but
Yeah.
does she still live in?
So she's been in Pakistan for some time, but my nanny tends to I get it from my nanny, travel the world. She lives in California, she lives in England, she lives in Pakistan, all these places. But yeah, basically, so my nanny said to my mom, "Why don't you go there? The kids will have a better future." So we shifted there, and then my mom had enough of the States and decided to come back to UK, so we came back.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's where you picked up the accent and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's toned down a lot now.
A few years ago.
Yeah, it was I had to learn, because obviously, how was I going to get booked for jobs here? Not everyone wanted. I have to be British sometimes, and then I have to be American sometimes.
So
it works.
Okay, give me your British accent.
Oh God, you need to give me a script. Why you got to put me on the spot like that?
I don't know. You're an actress,
Okay, let's see if it comes up.
Make it happen. Read that.
We'll come to that later. But yeah, so modeling started at a young age, and then I was still doing my studies. I initially actually, I guess we'll go into this topic after, but I was meant to be a doctor.
Oh wow!
A surgeon, actually.
A surgeon?
Yeah, I was really
brain
obsessed
surgeon
with.
Or?
Well, I wasn't sure so much, but I was so into. I remember I dissected a cat. I've dissected a frog, a pig. So quite a few animals.
Pigs are harm, You're not allowed to touch that.
Said who?
I don't know. Said the mosque teacher.
I know we can't eat it.
My mosque
I know
teacher.
we're not meant to eat them. I don't know about touching them. Let's just get the facts right.
My mosque teacher told me that.
Is that what he said? No, you can't.
No,
touch
we can't
them.
even say pig. We have to say.
You can't
P-I-G.
say the word.
Yeah, P-I-G.
Oh my God!
And then when you say
this is why
pig,
things go wrong.
You have to spit 3 times. I don't know. This is how we were brought up, I don't know.
This is the thing, I swear, this is the confusion I've had with UK Muslims and American Muslims. There's so many differences. I mean, we didn't have that.
I know,
but I'm not
madness.
here to judge. It's interesting.
It's madness. It's madness. But how do you kind of, especially nowadays now?
Yeah.
Fast forward years, right now. You've been absolutely mega busy recently.
This past year has been insane.
And how do you balance your work life and your personal life? Because I don't think you've got a personal life at the moment.
I was about to say, I don't even have one.
Because I don't think you have one, but yeah.
No. So, I mean, in personal life, in terms of that, obviously, I live with my mom. I have my family, and you have responsibilities with your own family, your siblings. I'm also an auntie, so
to a
niece.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah,
That's
she's just my
nice.
baby girl. Everyone thought I had a baby, and I was like, "Kiske saath?" When was I'm on social media every day? When was my stomach ever out? Where did this baby come from?
I don't know.
I was just like, and anyway. So no, I'm an auntie. I have a niece, and there's more to all that story, but I don't want to go too much into my personal family life.
No,
but in terms of my personal life, nothing.
A lot of people must complain that you don't spend time with them.
My family, my brother.
It's just one sibling, I believe.
No, I have a few siblings.
Oh, do you? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh.
I just keep it private.
That's very private then. I didn't know that. I thought it was just you and your brother. That's it. Wow. Anyways, moving on. Okay, tell us about what's the most challenging aspect of being a model. You have, especially nowadays, everybody wants to be a model on Instagram, but no one actually is, if you know what I mean.
So it depends because modeling is so different and changed so much now, if I'm going to be honest with you. And people don't even know there's different areas of modeling. There's top model, like, you know, the ones that got to be 5'8", super thin and all that stuff, fashion runway, catwalk. There's that like category. But then there's also other areas. There's fitness modeling. There's lifestyle. Lifestyle is a lot that I do actually, where you're just doing different things. You could be modeling for a hotel, you could be modeling for a clothing brand, and nowadays the clothing brands are so versatile, like they accept all different types of shapes and sizes. So initially, to your question, what's the most difficult thing? I would say your appearance, just making sure your weight is in a certain area, because before I had to be a certain size, I had to be a certain thinness and all that stuff. So the pressure is on there. And if you put on a bit of weight, oh, you've got a bit of weight on, you better lose that. You know, that's the kind of, I think, struggle, I would say. But now it's not that. And I think...
Do you reckon that's made it easier, or is that just like, okay, anyone can become a model now? You know, this whole body positivity business, right? Plus size models and stuff. As a model, is it become easier now? Anyone can become a model, or would you still prefer to have certain boundaries?
So
It's your
it's
opinion.
an open, it's just an opinion. I feel that there's different areas of modeling. Like I said, there's, you know, they need the plus size models because, for example, if it's a clothing brand and then they're trying to model a certain size to a certain audience, then obviously you need that. How is someone that is like plus size going to relate to someone that is like super thin wearing this outfit? You know what I mean? So I think the companies are very smart. They're actually catering to the consumers. And that's how business goes, right? You move with the times.
True. I didn't actually think of it like that, to be honest.
Yeah. How are they going to sell more clothes? They're probably doing more sales right now because they're having people that, oh, you know what? I relate to that person.
True. I mean, I personally didn't think of it like that from a business aspect of it, because the way it comes across, it's just like, yeah, you know, plus size, you know, to me, you gotta look fit and healthy, but I suppose, you know, it works for people.
You can be fit and healthy and be bigger. I think there's a misconception. There are very slim, skinny people there that are not healthy whatsoever.
No.
Not healthy whatsoever.
Well, depends what is big or what is skinny. You know, it's an open debate that.
Well, yeah,
to me, something might be okay, but for you, it might be like, that's super skinny, which is not healthy. I totally agree with that.
What I mean is, what I don't mean by that. I mean, I don't mean weight should be, like that's, it depends if you're healthy or not. What I mean is there could be a skinny person eating junk food, drinking fizzy drinks and all of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Even if they're slim, but their body's full of toxic chemicals.
Yeah, but
so they're not healthy.
Still very slim. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
that's what I mean. So I think for me, I always come from a health background. And this will go into my nutrition stuff. I can talk about that. So I think it's really important to be healthy no matter what. So
you know, since we're on the the food and the topic, we're gonna jump to the nutrition side of it.
Okay.
Right. Even though that was later on, but we're gonna jump to that because we're just kind of talking about that right now.
Yep.
So, what was the interest that sparked that? You know what? I want to be a nutritionist because I believe you have a nutritionist background, a degree in nutrition. So why not business? Why not law? Like every other Asian. Don't kill me. But why not? You know, why nutrition? Because there's not many people who find interest in nutrition.
So going slightly back to the beginning when I said I wanted to be a surgeon or a doctor, by the time I got to the time of when I'm going to choose my degree, I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I don't think I want the life what doctors have. And I lost my father when I was very young. And when I realized, looking back, the doctors couldn't do anything for whatever issue he had. Maybe it wasn't related to that and maybe it was a different factor altogether. But I was like, you know what? Health is important. And I want to do my acting and modeling career. I want to go into that, but I need a degree too. In something else. So I was like, the only thing I can actually relate to was nutrition and health, because I was like, that's prevention is better than cure. Something, whether I use it or not, I'm going to have that knowledge for life. And so I thought, I went with that mindset. And then I found a really good degree. I went to Sheffield Hallam University, and that course I preferred. It was closer to home as well at the time. And I thought, you know what, my mom wasn't well at the time as well. And I thought, I can go to uni, stay there, but I'm not too far from home, and the degree's perfect. And yeah, like I said, nutrition, like I danced a lot. I played sports a lot as well. So I was into health and fitness anyway. So it just made sense to do it to green nutrition.
Which helps with your health and fitness.
Yeah, whether I work in it or not, I decided
it's
I'm
a
going to need
personal
that
thing
nutrition as
isn't
well.
it?
Yeah, so
And I know you take some
supplements.
Yeah,
I've been taking
Talk
them
to
for
me
years.
about those. Like
Ah.
I think that was the reaching point. I reached out to you like years ago.
Yeah, you were
like,
on your
I
health
think about
journey. Okay, so
7 years ago, I think.
I don't
Something
know,
like that.
Something like that.
I think when I go onto my Twitter, I still have that message. When I have that first message about talking about your nutrition, those supplements. So talk to me about them. What are they?
I still take them. They're in my bag.
Can we have a look? Can you show the camera so people know what we're talking about?
So I haven't taken mine this morning, but that's why I grabbed them and put them into my bag. So I'll show you 3 of them.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So these capsules are whole food nutrition. There's a mixture of 30 different fruit, vegetables, and berries that I get into my system every single day. Now, you can get fruit and veg in your diet, I understand, but with busy schedules and just generally people without a busy schedule can't get this much nutrition into their bodies.
Okay.
The fruit and veg that are in these capsules are actually almost like better than organic. The places where they're grown, they're monitored, they're tested. The soil's not like damaged and stuff. It's not full of chemicals. So that's there. On top of that, the fruit and veg, when we eat an orange, we just eat the orange and we don't eat the skin, right? We throw it away or whatever.
Which has a lot of nutritional value to it, yeah.
Exactly. So the fruit and veg that's in here, they actually blend the rind, the skin, and the seed, everything into it. So it's in the powder. So you're getting a heck of a lot more nutrition. On top of that, when it's done as soon as they pluck the fruit when it's fully ripened. So all the nutrition is locked in there. And then it's freeze dried as well. So it's not like staying on the shelf for weeks, going into the airplane to travel to this country, to go onto the thingy to get to the supermarket. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So by that time,
because then they have to add preservatives on it, spray and all that stuff.
Spray all that stuff on it. Oh, you can see everything. So basically, the fruit and veg content is quite high, nutritionally very dense, and it's also bioavailable, goes into your body. It's got like a 98% absorption rate. And if you take like other types of general vitamins that aren't whole foods, you'll notice that when you go to the bathroom, your urine is like a bright color. This doesn't happen because it goes into your bloodstream. Anyway, all that science stuff, I didn't know all of that before. I just knew it was a really good product. And I was like, you know what? I feel like at the time when I first started, I was sick all the time. I was ill, unwell, tired. I was tired all the time.
Okay.
Yes, believe it or not. And then, so I started taking this and noticed a huge difference. So it's something that I've stuck with myself all the time. But yeah, let me show you. So these are the berries.
Right. So it's a particular color?
Yeah, it's like kind of purpley, but berries.
Okay.
These are the fruits.
Okay, that's like a pink.
Kind of reddish pink.
Reddish, yeah.
Yeah, and then these are the green ones, the greens, like the vegetables.
Okay.
So literally, and the shell itself, like I can go on and talk about this. I haven't spoken about them for a while.
Yeah, go on. This is your time.
The shells are actually, they're vegan as well. So, before, when I first started taking them, they weren't vegan. It was a very long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't vegan. They were working on it. They were still like, I think they were probably like some type of beef gelatin or something like that. But I was like, I'll take them anyway. And then eventually they were like, we're going to make them vegan. So they were ahead of the game. Then they became vegan and everyone can take them. These are my lifesavers. I travel everywhere. They go with me. They're in my handbag. They're in my suitcase. Everywhere. Game changer.
Fantastic. Can I have a look at the box so I can maybe...
Oh, this is an old container. But
is it old container? But is it the same thing though?
Yeah,
that's fine.
So I have a link as well, by the way.
Yeah, we can put that in, and if that's the whole point.
That's
of
just
this,
one of them.
Podcast is to help people make better life choices. So this is a Juice Plus. Where's it gone? So
that's one of the bottles. They come in different colors.
Bottles. Juice Plus Fruit Blend, 120 capsules. So how much is one of these bottles?
So it comes either you get the fruit and vegetable blend together, or you get the fruit, vegetables, and berries. So so it doesn't just come like the red ones on their own.
So you can pick and choose whatever.
Yeah, you can get the fruit and veg together, like the red and the green one, or you can get red, green, and purple. There's another thing as well I'll mention. So they work out to be, I forget. I just buy them. So I think that's about, is it £70 a month? I think I pay for my health, which is like £2 a day. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
70 divided by 30, whatever. So
that basically let us know in the comments below.
Gives me my health, gives me my skin. Time for this. Yeah, it gives me my skin, helps with my cardiovascular health, helps with my just energy, my eye health, everything. There's so much.
Do you reckon this would be good for my wife? 'Cause she's always tired.
100%.
Like she's always like saying, "Oh, my back says," or she's deficiency in iron and.
They will help with her iron for sure because it's got lots of greens in there.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that actually if you need any tips.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
But also they do a thing for children too. So if you're on the fruit and veg capsules or the fruit, vegetables and berries, you can sign up to the Healthy Starts for Families program where you can get free fruit and veg nutrition for one child.
Is it?
They won't be a capsule though for young kids.
No. See, my little boy, he's 17 months. So is he a bit too young for that yet?
He's too young for the program, but you can purchase them if you wanted to. If he has teeth and if you feel
he
like...
has now.
Yeah.
He's got a bite on him.
Mashallah.
He's got a bite on him,
Well, if he can chew and bite, he'll be able to chew them. They're so sweet. They're so tasty, those little soft chews.
Are they organic?
They're better than organic. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay.
Because actually, if you see, there was a reel on Instagram and it was showing that the organic avocados, how much pesticide is actually on top of them still. Yeah.
Really?
So organic, a lot of places that are organic, they can still put chemicals on there and people don't know that. And one of the business modules that I studied when I was at university said that it's not the company's fault that the consumer can't read between the lines. There's a loophole. They can tell you, for example, there's 2 products. Hey, this is 30% less fat.
Yeah. Okay.
What does that mean?
It's more refined.
Well, they just mean like it's 30% less fat, but there's no numbers. It could have a whole bunch. It doesn't.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
But it sounds attractive.
Yeah.
So the consumer's like, oh, I'll buy that one. But actually, it could be that there's more sugar replaced instead. Yeah.
She's got a point.
Yeah. So I used to always tell my clients and anyone when they were on the health programs, I was like, listen, stop eating low-fat stuff.
Yeah.
Have a look at the ingredients. And they were like, oh. And I was like...
Conniving.
But they can get away with it. So, yeah.
So, buy full-fat stuff, people. It's less processed.
Yeah, there's less sugar in it, most likely.
There you go. This is fantastic. Thank you very much for that little
throw it back. Thank you.
insight of the capsules. We will definitely put a link up if anybody wants to buy them. Also, I'll definitely look into it and I'll get them and see how she feels. You know,
honestly, game changer. And
I think she needs it.
I've got some videos on my YouTube channel that I haven't really been as active on it, but there are videos of how to take them on there and everything.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Perfect. That's brilliant. So how do you stay on top of the latest trends of nutrition? Because it's always changing and you're a busy person. Or is that what you are sticking to? Yep, I'm happy. I feel good. Fantastic. This does the job.
So this is backed by a lot of science and research. More science and research than anything, because it's been around for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 30 years old. It's not,
It's
not something new that just popped up, and it's not a fad. It's not a trend. It's something that's been there for time. And prior to that, the company was founded in 1970 anyway. But prior to that, they were a water filter company. So they've always been in the health and getting, clean stuff into your body. So for me, when I first started this, people thought I was crazy, like literally.
I thought that as well.
But it's okay.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
It's okay. But I think that happens a lot. I think it's the story of my life.
My next question would be, what's a common misconception about nutrition that you often encounter?
Sometimes people say to me, oh, I don't need supplements. Or, I'm healthy. I eat healthy.
And what
and I don't understand,
is your answer to that? Because it's a very silly question, to be honest with you. Because what exactly is healthy in this day and age? Out of everything that we eat, that we think it's healthy, is it really healthy? Because like we said, there's a lot of stuff which has preservatives on it and all of that. Yeah, it's labeled as healthy, but is it?
Okay, so this podcast is going to go on for some time.
That's fine.
Right.
Like I says, I've got plenty of time.
I was only kidding when I said I had all day. So the question was, when people say, I'm fine, I'm healthy, I go in with a non-judgmental kind of approach. because that's not their background, that's not their passion or speciality or anything like that. And even I'm always learning as well. I never think I know everything, because you never do. The minute
Yeah,
you
of course.
do, like,
You stop learning.
yeah, what's
Yeah.
the point? So for me, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's their story, and that's what they know of, that they're doing healthy. It's my job to educate that person and kind of ease them into like a new way of looking at things. So what all I do is I ask them, initially I asked them, okay, what do you have for breakfast? Could you like monitor your, most nutrition people will do this anyway. Give us a 3-day
A breakdown of what
what
you
you've
eat.
been eating, or just do this for 5 days. Note everything down. Whatever comes in between your lips, just put it.
Write it down. Yep.
Basically. So I go through that, and then I see. I'm like, okay, you know what? There's some tweaks that we can do here. And actually, did you know this? And did you know that? And they're like, and that's when they start to be, oh, okay. And I usually do like slow changes, depending. If someone's psycho crazy like me, we can change like this, and I think you can too. But other people, they're not used to that. So, for example, one of the biggest things is water intake.
Yes.
My gosh.
How many people do you know that would drink 3-4 liters a day?
I know I do. But not everyone does.
Exactly. Not everyone. And that's like the bare minimum.
Everyone should. Yeah.
Has to, technically.
And you will have people that argue like, oh, you don't need that much water. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And then that's the
fine
thing.
for
Like,
you.
like now since Monday, I've started a new carnivore diet.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard about it.
So I'm just going in. I spoke to somebody at the gym, and he goes, look, you can't even have sauces and this. I said, cool. Because I don't personally have any relationship with the food. I can switch things around.
That's why I just said,
not a problem.
you're another crazy psycho person that can do that.
So I can wake up, no sugar, no this, no that, no problem. I'll go with it for the next 6 months. I don't crave anything.
Yeah.
So I've tried this now. I want to try it. So egg, meats, and cooked in butter. And that's it. I was like, this is brilliant. Mate, more the better. So I've started this. I want to try it for 8 to 12 weeks.
Yep.
See how it is. Yes, you got to keep up your cardio, your workouts, your gym. Everything has to be hand in hand for it to work.
Yep.
But I just wanted to see what the result is, because I've done a few other bits and pieces. And it's quite interesting at the moment, because I had to go to Costco today. I'm going to go and get a big slab of meat. I can't wait.
Costco. I haven't been there in a while, but yeah.
But moving on to coming back to now this is the big question.
Okay.
I want to talk about your acting side. Now you've just starred in a huge film. How did that happen? And what drew you up to acting? Because we mentioned earlier you've done some work with Shah Rukh Khan as well, back in the days.
Commercial. That was actually you asked me. I didn't answer the question. How did that happen? So an old friend had basically recommended me. They were looking for an actress, and it was just by word of mouth. Oh yeah, I know an actress who I was working with on another film. So when you start to get in there and people start...
How did you feel? Because,
when I met Shah Rukh Khan?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So let me just go into that. Let me just talk about this. Okay,
yeah, of course. We want to know what was your experience like when you found out, okay, we've got a film, we're looking for an actress or whatever it was. Yeah, okay, no problem. Who's going to be there? Yeah, oh, okay, Shah Rukh Khan's is your co-star. Like, what?
Yeah.
Is it the real one, or is it those 100 fake ones?
So we had to sign a contract and an NDA, basically, not able to tell anyone. So I couldn't even tell my mother that this was going to happen.
But did you?
No.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you stick to that
I'm
contract?
one of those because my mom will get so excited and go tell my auntie in California, and then she'll go tell my cousin, she'll tell her husband. Then it will reach back to Pakistan, and then from Pakistan it will go to India, and that's it. I can't. You know how moms are.
Yeah, of course. Yes, true.
Out of excitement.
Yes.
Like, I have to tell you something that she did recently as well. Oh, well, she almost did, but I'll go into that in a second because it's on the acting topic.
Okay.
I think I can talk about it. So anyway, we got the whole Shah Rukh Khan thing. So I had to keep quiet and we didn't tell anybody about it except for the people that we knew were in it. And then finally when it happened, they were like, don't upset him, don't do anything because you don't want him storming off. They give you all this brief and until you're freaking out. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. And then what happened was when he was there and I realized, okay, I'm meant to be next to him, and there were so many different things, but my heart started to beat so fast. And I was like, what? Why am I like this? But he has like a certain presence. Like, I wouldn't think, oh, you know, I'm crazy. Like, obviously, I respect him as an artist. He's like a legend, right? But for some reason, my heart was beating fast. And I was like, oh my God, like, I just couldn't believe that I was there. But I had to just be normal. And then we had a conversation about Bollywood. He's like, do you like Bollywood? And I was like, yeah. And then he was just like, oh, what's your favorite song? And I couldn't think. My brain was going blank. Like, out of all the times your brain should be going blank, right then wasn't the time. But it was, because I think I was just a little bit slightly starstruck. But anyway.
So how was it working with him? Obviously, somebody at that level.
He's a
did
pro.
Did he help you with, you know, calm you down a little bit? It's like, look, relax, everything's fine. You need to do this, or was it just like, oh, she doesn't even know who am I stuck here with?
He did give me some he did
like make you comfortable.
Like a little critique and stuff. He did make us feel comfortable. He was like talking. That's why he was asking, like, do you like Bollywood? Do you like this and that? He had a bit of the food. It was for Chuck 89 banqueting thing, so we were all sitting there and a little bit of talking. But initially when we were walking in, I was like overly smiley, and I was like, and he was just like,
calm down.
In Hindi, like, he was just kind of like, you know, don't smile too much, you can look crazy or something. So, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, you're looking more crazy, and I carry on smiling. Now you look like a weirdo.
So yeah, like, you know, it was fine, but his time was short. He just had to get on with it. Chop chop, very professional.
Really?
Yeah, he took a break every 10 minutes, and like, you know, just maybe go to the room, freshen, I don't, whatever, come back out again, and then we were just like, okay, and it was done in one night. So
wow.
Yeah.
So it's one of those.
It's quite cool.
Memorable moments.
100%. And I think at that time, my belief in myself wasn't very strong. I mean, we'll go into mindset, I'm sure.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
So I'll probably explain more on that. But I didn't really.
Do you reckon? My next question would be, what it was share a unforgettable moment from your acting career. Would you class that as a unforgettable, or obviously now that you've done bigger and better films now and bigger projects, so share something with us, like what was like, I can't forget this.
Well, I mean, the Shah Rukh Khan thing is still unbelievable, because you watch him growing up, you never think one day I'm going to be sharing the screen with him. That's surreal. Even now, if I actually look back and think about it, did I actually do that? It's kind of crazy.
But you know, you've done
but Animal.
You've done Animal now. Huge. That's on Netflix. It was trending worldwide at one point, and it's just badass.
Total badass. And today, actually, I responded to a message. Well, someone. It's funny. This I won't mention. But anyway, there's a person, and we just got connected on social media now, and I realized he had messaged me back on the 7th of December. Saying congratulations and stuff that. And I'm just realizing now how many golden DMs of people that are in my DMs right now that I have not had a chance to respond. And what happened was my following, like, I had, imagine.
It's madness. I know you
had 5,300 followers.
Yeah. And now it's nearly 200,000?
No. It's 140.
No, I checked it. It was 170 something now.
No, it's never been 170.
Are you sure?
You're mixing me up with this other actress.
Have I just tagged someone else?
Okay, I think it's like about 140,000 now.
But but looking
from
at it from 5,000 to that,
within like 10 days, I was so overwhelmed. I was freaking out. I didn't leave my house for a little bit, and I was like, what's going on? Like, and I didn't understand it at first, because I remember when it first started to ping 5,300 followers, and I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't think anything like that, but I remember when it jumped to 6,000, and I was like, I'm sure this morning, okay, whatever. And I remember I was looking after my niece at the time, so I was busy with her. Babies are a handful. And then and she was staying with me in my bed, like, you know, and then like in the middle of the night she kicked me or whatever, so I just looked at my phone, as you do, 7,500 followers. Okay, going back to sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'm gonna wake up back in an hour and see what happens.
At 7 o'clock in the morning, I wake up.
Followers.
No, it was 9,000 actually. And I always had this thing on my vision board. I have a vision board, and I always wanted to have 10,000 followers. It was just on my vision board, you know. And I hit the 10,000. I was messaging my brother
overnight.
Literally, I messaged my brother, and I was like, I think I'm going to hit 10,000 followers. And he's like in his bed and I'm like texting, you know, as you do, texting. My niece is sleeping next to me. And I was like, I hit 10,000. He's like, you hit 10,000. So even my family was on it. And I was like, that's insane. And then like, I remember what happened was, and I remember like, I was looking at the follows and like within 1 minute I had 20 follows. 20 followers. And I was like, nah, let me check the next minute. 20. Next minute, 20. That's how fast it was happening. And I was like,
That's
and then
nuts.
DMs were happening. And I was going like, I was freaking out because I was like,
It's unreal, isn't it?
Unreal. And then I had a text message. Check this out. Someone texted me saying something really horrible. And then they were like, when you have to buy fake followers. And I laughed so hard to myself.
That was my next question.
I laughed so hard to myself and I was like, you know what, alhamdulillah. Because in life, I'll tell you right now, there are haters. There are people that have had to drag me down. Currently trying to.
You know, I was going through your profile. At one point, there were like 200 likes, 150, 200 likes, 300 likes. And then it's jumped from there to like 200,000 likes.
Dude, the other video I checked the other day because I was telling someone.
Ridiculous.
I was telling the other person, I was like, oh yeah, that video got 27 million views. I looked at it the other day. It's on 44 million views and 800,000 likes.
Wow. I hope this podcast gets about those kind of numbers.
Let's see.
I'll be a rich man.
Inshallah.
But yeah, wow. That must have been over. Did you sleep that night?
It was, I mean, my niece, she sleeps more now, but like.
Yeah, but don't blame your niece. But did you, looking at those, if that happened to me, honestly, I would just be like, 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. 6 o'clock in the morning.
It was so weird. It was so weird. And like my friend who had a similar jump with his career, he was like, yep, you're probably going to reach 100,000. I was like, nah, don't be silly. He's like, no, seriously. He was right. And then I got more followers than him now. Less.
Oh, can you give him some?
No, they're genuine followers. He's got to go do
give
his
him
own.
some. Go on. Give him the link.
Like, you know what? It's so nice to have these like good, genuine people in my life. I'm just grateful. They were supportive, but they were like telling me like, Shaf, you never told me you're an animal. Like that was one of the friends. I didn't really tell anyone. So the animal, how did that happen? We had a question.
Yes. How did that happen?
I do this, by the way. I go from one thing and then tangent onto another. I'm sorry.
It happens.
It's who I am.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah. I've done about 35 episodes now.
MashaAllah.
And I'm quite used to, you know, just the questions going from one end to the other. And you think, okay, can we come back to my original
so I
question?
bring them back because I know I'm doing it. Then I go back to the point as well. So I get there in the end.
Yeah.
Just a little different. So how did it happen? So there's an agency in London. They just messaged me. I think I was abroad at the time. And they were like, you know, there's a role. Will you be interested? And it had a kissing scene. And I was like, yes, I'm interested. Even though I didn't want to do the kissing scene. Initially, I was meant to be the one getting married. So I was
getting married. Okay.
Yeah. So I was actually meant to be doing the kissing scene with Bobby Dale, and I just said yes to everything because I thought, you know, it's an opportunity. Maybe that scene's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Whatever happens,
you can work your way around it or something.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe it's not as bad. Maybe it's not actually shown because you know some of these things are just. They look
fakes,
yeah,
depending on the camera angles
and stuff. So I was like, whatever. So I said yes anyway, and then like something happened. Then I was like, God, please don't make it, you know, awkward for me. I have family. I have certain boundaries within myself that I want to keep for myself. Everyone's got their own preferences. So you know, like, and I was just praying. Anyway, then they came back to me. They're like, okay, they like your. Do you have a self tape? And you know, so I sent whatever I could. Long story short, in the end, they were like, actually, you're not doing that role. You're going to do the other role. And I was like, oh, shukra, I don't have to do the kissing scene.
God.
So, I know. So it worked out. And anyway, so I did the movie. That was in April. So we shot
last year.
Yeah. So actually, most of the days I was fasting during the filming. So the people on set were so nice. They were like, oh, it was saving food for you. And I remember like the khana on set was like a Bollywood set, right? So the desi khana was so proper. And I'm looking at it like, oh, I can't even eat it, you know, like, and it's fine. I was actually sharing my trailer with Mansi, so the third wife. And then but then they would save me some food for later for iftar after.
That's nice.
But then I couldn't fast on one of the days, and that day happened to be the day of the smoking. So that was funny. Sandeep sir was like, do you smoke? I was like, no. Because, okay, you're going to smoke in the scene. I was like,
okay.
All
right. Do I have a choice? Any options? No.
And I was like, I have experience of smoking. And so, you know, but it's been a while. So I thought, okay, let's do this. And he goes, okay, do one thing. light both the cigarettes. I was like, okay. And like there was no actual rehearsal. Like we were just made on set, and you're going in, and these are the lines. We got the lines just like the day before or day of, and then they were changed a little bit. But anyway, from what I know of, Sandeep sir, apparently, like if he's not going to get the shot, then he's not getting the shot. But once he gets the shot, he's good with it. So we actually didn't take that long to shoot the scene. So which meant kind of nailed it, like
Good.
in short time.
So did you let the cigarette finish, or did you have to use a $20?
So they had some like like I think they were like herbal because I didn't taste like tobacco. But they had the ashtray on the side. They had a few cigarettes there, and if the scene was changing, you know what I mean. Like so they were like, okay, give her a fresh new one. So yeah. But
Can you imagine, like, what would happen to your lungs if you had like 30 takes of that scene? Like, guys, I'm out of cigarettes. I'm out of box.
I don't usually take that many takes with my shots, to be honest.
All right.
just saying.
Sorry. All right. So, have you got anything in the future? Any more stuff planned that you can talk about? Because obviously, there's certain things that you can't talk about, which is fine.
There are things.
But is there any hints?
I mean, there's things I've mentioned before that haven't completed, but I know it's an editing process. There's a movie, it's a Pakistani UK movie called Lahore to London.
Okay.
And that's I'm lead actress in that one.
Oh, a whole film.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, haven't told you, huh?
No.
I don't know. We haven't caught up now. So this is our catch up / podcast. So, yeah, so that's meant to be coming out this year.
So how are you mentally prepared for that? Because
I
then
haven't
if
really
you're a
thought
lead
about it.
actress, then
Yeah.
be ready to get some serious followers, like numbers.
Let's see, inshallah. Let's see. So that's there. And there's also another project I'm working on called Bullet. And the information's out now.
Bollywood?
It's
Bollywood
English, and Peter Andre is involved in that one.
Oh, check it. Guys, fair play.
Yeah. So inshallah, let's
Film
see.
or is it something else?
So I think they're still working on certain things. But we're actually shooting on the 22nd, so for the teaser.
Oh,
So
that's
I got
fun.
one more day of filming for that.
You know what? You've done some work where you've dressed up as a police officer. No, not a police.
That was
like
doctors.
an army, I think.
Oh, that was for
There
a
was
photo
some-
shoot for some like
Yeah, with
Omari Studios.
no, it was with what's his name? Adam Kiani. Is it Adam Kiani?
Oh, the movie's with Adam. Adam's in there too,
In Bullet.
in Bullet.
Okay.
I'm seeing him on Monday.
Oh, fantastic! You know what? I want to get him on.
I'll speak to
well.
him for you.
If you can, that would be
inshallah.
absolutely wicked. Because
Inshallah.
we're friends on Facebook. Because obviously he's a busy guy, and I don't.
He's
think
super
he's
busy. Every time I message him, he's like, because I'm here randomly. You know me. I'll call you on
Yeah.
the day, and you're like, Shaf, I need more notice. He's the same way. He's like, Shaf, I need more notice. And I'm like, I'm sorry. This is how I am. I try and give one day notice at least, but I never know what's happening.
That's the thing.
Sometimes.
That's the thing. I mean, like last time you called yesterday, was it? No, on Monday, Tuesday, yesterday. No, what day is it today? Monday. No, Sunday.
Sunday. I was filming on Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah, and I was like, yes, because I was wearing that other.
No.
Huh? You called
Yes,
me.
yes. It's Sunday. Yes, we were shooting some stuff here, and then I was shooting some stuff here yesterday as well.
Yep.
So that's why those 2 days. Yes, it was
Okay.
Sunday.
Yep.
I couldn't do it because it was all over the place. This place,
all
but
good, it's
it
all
is
good.
what it is. But
Yeah,
you know,
we're here today.
We're here today.
Actually, we made it happen.
Yes. So another question: who has been your biggest influence or mentor in the industry?
So, I have a few things. Some of my role models were or are Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Lopez. These are the two women that I think have pioneered through so much for the reason of J-Lo's come from. She was a background dancer. She was told she couldn't sing and all these other things and act and all that stuff. But the woman has just conquered it, and she still shows up despite her personal life being whatever it has been. She still shows up and she's rocked in. So big respect to her, no matter what anyone says. The woman, she's an icon. And then Angelina Jolie, because of
Her humanity side of it.
yes, and that's something I thought I want to become successful, famous, and use it as a platform to do good. That is my main purpose. It's not to
Get
buy
the
designer
followers.
bags or anything, huh?
Get the followers.
No.
But they,
That
I
was-
suppose
it
that
comes
that
with it.
helps
Of
with
course.
the whole humanity outside of it, because
This is the
people
whole
will see.
thing. I mean, right now I am doing some charity, but we'll go into that.
Mhm.
And but for me, I just think it's so good that she's so humble and she'll fight for the right cause with what's happening right now in Palestine.
Yeah.
I think she actually argued with her own father about it, and they're on separate terms now
Wow.
because she's obviously she sees what's wrong is wrong, and what's right is right. So she's on the right side, and I guess he disagrees, and she's like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And I like that, because at the end of the day, just because someone is, I'm very big on this, like, just because you're family, no, this might be controversial, just because you're family doesn't mean that's it, we're family sticks together. If someone is in the wrong, then they're in the wrong. And if you don't agree with them, just because they are technically your blood, doesn't mean you have to stick
Agree
with
with
that.
No,
So I
I
might-
go with that. I go
Yeah.
with that. You know, what's wrong, it's wrong, regardless if your parents are doing it, your brother's doing it,
I have to speak up.
sisters. What's wrong, it's wrong. Even with my wife as well, I'll tell her sometimes, look, I know you're my wife, but this is wrong, this is right.
Yeah,
what it is.
providing it's done in a nice manner, spoken humbly, away from
Of
everyone else,
course.
not in front.
No,
not
no,
in
in
front of everyone.
private. In
There's
private.
a way things that are done, and I
Yeah.
think I won't go into religion too much. I'm not the best example of it, but Islam teaches this. If someone is in wrong, cool, have a conversation with them politely to the side.
Yeah. Everything has to be in
Everything
private.
has to be done.
As soon as you do it in public,
That is
it
wrong.
becomes wrong,
It's wrong. Why should
Yeah.
you be
because you're
rude and-
putting
yeah.
someone down.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's a conversation for another podcast.
Yeah.
We'll come back next year. We'll make it happen next year.
Inshallah.
But how do you see the future of women in Bollywood? Like, well, not just women, yourself. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years as an actress? Where do you want to be?
Okay, let's just
What are your goals?
So I have so many goals. I don't want to give all of them away.
You know, Nazar is real, you know.
I got people out to get me and destroy me, so I can't tell them my next move.
No,
You know, we don't do
We
that.
want to talk about just your your
Generally,
general plan.
for me, I mean, I really want to focus on my films,
Yeah.
film projects. That's a huge thing for me. So it could be anywhere in the world. I'm an actress, and I feel like I had this conversation with someone where you shouldn't just have to be stuck just in UK.
Mhm.
You know, I can do Pakistani work, I can do Indian, I can do American. You know, anywhere.
Cambodian work as well.
Oh yeah, I've been to Cambodia a few times. That was fun. You know, just wherever the work takes me. I'm an actress and I can travel. You know, I'm not tied down to anything here.
No.
As
I think
such.
there's more. What's the word? More opportunities outside of UK than.
There's a heck of a lot of opportunities, yes, but there are also projects happening here too, and there are people coming here because obviously the UK does fun films.
Yeah.
So there are projects that are coming here. Hence, Animal was shot here. My roles anyway, because of the storyline. They had to come to UK for that, and obviously, so our characters were here. So there were opportunities here. I got that following and recognition from being in UK.
Yes.
So alhamdulillah, I always believe if something's gonna come to you, it's gonna happen
no
no
matter
matter
where you
what.
are.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
I do have some plans in place, inshallah. So that will come as soon as things are secured. Then I'll talk about that next time. But another thing I'm working on is a theater play at the moment as well. So I wanted to actually do a theater show at least, once around about now. An opportunity came and I thought, Jello, it's fallen into my hands by recommendation again.
Wow.
And I just thought, whatever I'm asking for is
So
coming.
do you reckon you've had better work from recommendations or joining up an agency?
So agencies are definitely needed. It's something that I get a lot of modeling shoots from there. So in the Western world, you get booked for different things, and the agent handles all the headache and the stress and everything, and then they take a percentage, like usually
Which is
20%, 25%, and then you get paid your thing within 30 days. So that's usually how it works, and they have a clientele base. I'm too busy to try and go and
Yeah.
manage everything. I barely have time to have a conversation with my mom.
Oh,
That's
bless her.
how things have come. And my brother, like the other day, we were playing. He's been bugging me about video games for ages, and I was like,
Typical boy, innit?
so on Monday night, it was like I came home from where was I can't remember. Anyway, came home, and I was like, come on, let's play some games. We played till 2:00 in the morning, and then like I was going to bed. He's like, thank you so much, like thank you for playing with me, and he was so happy.
Little things.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, a few hours of not sacrifice, but like a few hours of
It's
that.
down.
It made him feel so
100%.
good, and I was like, I was able to be that. And so yeah, have to manage my whole acting career myself would be difficult. I wish I had a proper full-time manager at the time that was dealing, so that they could handle my Instagram at that point.
So if anyone wants to be Shafina's manager, do DM us, drop in a comment, and we'll take it from there. So far, I'll do that bit until you find a suitable person.
Yeah. So it's I hope to be definitely. I'm working for a charity right now.
Yes, that was my. I wanted to talk about your charity work as well.
Yes.
Because I know you've been doing some stuff. So
within my 5-year plan, this is something like part of that.
Yeah. So what inspired you to get involved in charity work? I know a lot of people kind of get into charity work, don't they? After they've made it. What's the secret, guys?
I'm just getting started. I feel like I'm still a baby in this whole thing. Like, I haven't even touched the surface of what I want to do yet.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Other people might see it differently, but when you just have bigger visions and goals.
Absolutely.
So, to be honest, I was approached about this charity back in 2018 or 2019, prior to what happened in 2020. So
What happened in 2020?
Oh, you forgot the whole COVID thing?
Oh, that,
Yeah, skip
the
past.
nonsense.
Anyway,
The nonsense. I
so-
call it the nonsense.
Yeah. That's why I said what happened in 2020. So things were on hold, and I never got to continue it. And then obviously, like, I became quite involved in some, let's call it pageants.
Mm-hmm.
And they messaged me again, my friend, and he's just like, look, I had never met this guy actually, but we were Facebook friends for some time. And he's like, hey, the charity thing is still happening. And I knew about the work, and I was like, you know what, now is a good time. Why not? Because now we can travel and everything. So I said, yeah, let's go. So I actually traveled out. I went to the hospital. I went to see everything, what they were doing. And it's actually the Pakistan Cleft Lip and Palate Association, along with OPSA.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's
to be honest with you, I've
P.
already
Clapper.
forgot that.
P. Clapper.
What?
P. Clapper. That's what they
P.
call it.
Clapper.
Yeah.
So what's the actual
Pakistan
name?
Cleft Lip and Palate Association.
Couldn't they find something easier?
I don't even know what to say to you right now. Doesn't matter. You're not the ambassador. I am. P. Clapper is the abbreviation.
Oh, are you the ambassador?
Yes. I am their ambassador.
Well, can you have a word with them?
No, it's
please?
perfectly fine.
Okay.
But what I'll do is I'll send you the donation link. That's all you need to worry about. So what's happening? No, on a
Well, yeah,
serious
but
note.
what if somebody asked me, who do you donate to? And I'll be like,
P. Clapper.
they'll be like, what? Is that even a genuine charity? I'm like, I don't know.
No. So anyway, I'll just tell you quickly
sorry,
about
that
them.
was just a joke.
Yeah,
It was
definitely
just a joke.
joke.
It was a joke.
Okay, so basically, Dr. Ijaz, who's wonderful, and Professor Gatred, they're all part of like the foundation of this whole charity and organization. And actually, what they're doing is they're giving children and some adults the opportunity to have free service of getting the cleft lip and palate fixed. And it's not just that. They actually do the orthodontic treatment as well, because the teeth are not right. They also do speech therapy.
Okay.
So they do a whole, it takes time. It takes months,
So is it
years,
a lot
even.
to do with oral stuff, or is it just because I'm kind of
They do surgeries and plastic surgeries as well. Like, they do a whole bunch of other stuff, but mostly it's for these children, because these children that are born with the cleft lip or palate, firstly, they can't even feed. So the baby could die because their
Wow.
mouth isn't closed. They don't know how to get the milk. So if you don't, from birth, it's scary. And what happens is, in Pakistani culture, especially like maybe Indian, Pakistani, both, whatever, they think, oh, God has punished us. That's why our
the
child is
typical
like
mentality.
this. Well,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
their
yeah.
fault. They're not as educated, right? So we can't judge, but it can be like that. There are some typical mindsets, yes. But the fact is that these children are suffering, and then obviously they don't have money to, what do you do with it? They don't even know it can be fixed. So the charity there, or what Dr. Jazz is doing, is basically saying, okay, look, we have a hospital.
Yeah.
We will do this. We need donations to change his life, because these children, some of the cases are so severe that they've traveled all around Pakistan to try and get help, and only this cleft hospital, Gujarat, was able to help. And because these children are so severe, the families hide them, and they keep them in their home, and they don't go out. They don't have friends.
Wow.
They don't go to school. They don't get educated. So the whole next generation is just like falling apart. But when you have the opportunity to be like, you know what, here's free treatment and everything,
That's beautiful. That
kid
is,
gets
yeah.
a life, the family gets a life, and inshallah the future gets to be built as well. So for me, a smile is very important. My smile is a big deal to me.
Yeah.
But I was born with it. Okay, I had braces and stuff, and I brush my teeth, etc. Try and avoid candy, all those things. But what I'm saying is, we're blessed, right?
Yes.
And we take it sometimes we can take it for granted.
To be honest with you, I didn't even know that something like that existed.
Yeah.
I didn't. But
It's crazy.
that's it's amazing work that they're doing,
It is, and I've seen the story, and I've been to Dr. Jaz's house. Met the family. I've gone to the hospital. I've even assisted in the operation. Like I've been a few times. I've stayed at the hospital. Like I've lived at the hospital as well. They have like rooms and stuff, and I've visited patients. I've seen the parents before they're having the children having the surgery. They're even happy that they're just there. And obviously
that's really, really good. That's
honestly,
beautiful. That is.
And the thing is, I'm also doing a skydive for charity.
And you're doing it for them.
Yeah, the money is being raised for them.
Oh, that's nice.
I haven't raised as much yet. I've been, to be honest, so busy. I haven't even advertised it as much, and I feel bad for that. But I'm still going to do the skydive. The link is always going to be open. The bank account will still be there directly for the charity. It's not coming into my account. It's going direct.
Yeah, and they can sponsor anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
Anytime,
yeah.
whenever it is.
There's some people that just donate every month.
Okay, cool.
Like
because we can put that link on the descriptions,
yes,
and whoever watches it, and why not? They've got the the link.
Yeah.
So I take it that's very close to your heart.
It is, and I think for me, like you mentioned about what do I see myself in 5 or 10 years, and I know you mentioned about acting, but for me, I'm like, the whole thing is to have that platform, to have the followers, to have thingy. I want to make a difference, and I feel like in our lifetime, if we can make a difference and give back, whatever it may be, like whatever charity, whatever it is, for me, this has come into my hands, and I've been asked a few times, and regardless of what titles I may have or not have, they've accepted me as part of their family. And when I was there in February, again, Professor Gatred, he's like 77 years old, mashallah. He's a legend, by the way. I got his book and he signed it and everything. That's another story. But he cut his cake of 25 years with them. And when I saw that happening, I had this vision, and I was like, Ekdin, I'm going to be doing the same. And it like gives me emotional, like feeling that
it'll happen like that.
Yeah.
You just gotta.
I mean, I don't have the time to fly like that. No.
It will though.
I know, but let's
before you know it, you will be cutting that 25 years or 50 years, let's say, which is a good thing.
Inshallah, yeah. But what I mean is, like, I was like, wow, I found a home that I can tie myself to in terms of charity work and giving back. And then obviously it reflects back to my role models of Angelina Jolie and humanitarian work. And I was like, okay, this is something, at least I've got that, because I think every successful person anyway is giving back. Yes. Because I feel like without giving back, success doesn't happen as well.
Oh yeah, you have to give it back to the community. Whichever way you feel that this is your part, and you just do it. And this is why I started this podcast as well, because I wanted to share people's journeys, to inspire people to make better life choices. And that's it. I mean, I don't get paid from it, but I do it out of passion. Like, whoever listens to your story or somebody else's story,
you might inspire them.
And that's it. They might, get up and go to the gym and make better choices for themselves. And that's it. I'm cool with that. Brilliant. I've done what I did. And if I can times that by 1 million, fantastic. That's what I want. And that's all. That was the whole vision of, let me give back to the community, or somehow I can help people just by others' journeys. And so far, so good. I've had a few messages here and there, people saying, watched your podcast about so-and-so, and, it's very inspiring. Yeah. And I've decided to kind of look after myself a bit better. And that's it. That's a step in the right direction. That's what
you want. And this is the thing with my health coaching as well. Like, all I knew is if I change one life today, I do my Facebook lives and things like that. I was doing so many lives before. I was like, if I made a difference in someone's life, I've done that. You know how many people that actually think about suicide?
Trust me,
DM, right?
I've had about nearly 35 episodes now, and I've had all sorts of people come here and just open up, and it's just scary to think, wow, like, what do people go through? It's just madness. But because of health, fitness, a bit of routine, a bit of discipline, it's just changed the whole perspective of life for them. And you just think, fair play to you. It just takes that discipline, routine, a bit of consistency, and you see life change in a positive way. But until you don't do these, you'll never know. You'll never know.
I might share something.
Yeah, go on then. But you nearly killed yourself as well. Well, you didn't obviously, but let's go for it. You know.
So there's a few incidences.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you do know I don't chop anything, so.
I know. So I'm trying to think, how do I word this? And also, I fixed my makeup today. I don't really want to get emotional, so I'm going to probably speak with it without the emotion attached to it, so that I can just speak straight through it.
If it's emotional, it'll happen. You can't stop emotions.
I saw a theater play yesterday, and I did so well holding my emotions, because usually I'm just like, I'll just cry.
But this is not theater play now. This
and the theater play
is
stopped.
one shot.
No, but check this out. The theater stopped, and it was finished. And as soon as it finished, I was like clapping. The tear dropped, and I was like, oh, it dropped anyway. My makeup.
Oh God!
It really got to me. It was really good. So,
right. Okay.
So,
what are you gonna share?
Well, I'll just share one of the incidences, because the other one might be too deep. But April 23, I'm shooting Animal. Flashback to a year before that, April 6th of April 2022. I put a Facebook post up on my Facebook that no one can see. No one still cannot see, because I did it on only me. And I was not in the best place mentally. Was just not good. I had no makeup on. I had been crying all night, all day, whatever, and I was just in a really bad place. And I wrote my situation, where I am, what it is, and I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. And I put it on my Facebook for only me, for two reasons. One, just in case something did happen and I didn't make it, and someone will know the story, because I think they'll go into your Facebook and see what happened. Two, a year from that April, I'm not going to be in this position again. I'm going to make sure my whole life's changed and I'm way out of this. I obviously went for the option two. I worked really hard to get myself through whatever it is I was in. The amount of prayers I was doing, the istikharas I was doing, just everything, just to help me get through whatever I need to get through. I made it through, and a year on then, I was shooting Animal. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like kind of crazy how life changes in a year.
Can you share a bit of that situation, or?
Sometimes you're in the wrong.
Just so that if somebody is going through a similar situation, they know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because let's put it, there must be thousands of people going through all sorts of situations.
They are, unfortunately.
And they just don't know, they're helpless. They don't know if there is any help out there. So since you've been through something and you've come out with flying colors, so what was it? Well, you could just touch on it briefly. And then what did you do? How did you pull yourself out?
So, I was in the wrong, it wasn't the right situation for me. People that you surround yourself with, sometimes it could be friends, or it could be relationships, it could friendships, whatever. So I was not in the best situation for me. And I knew then that this is not where I call a safe place. It wasn't safe for my emotions, how I wanted to express myself, the person I wanted to be. I wasn't able to be who I wanted to be. And I wasn't ready to, like, it was just the wrong place. And I just felt like at the time, everything that I was trying to do was wrong. And, I mean, everything got better after I left the situation. And I guess you have to understand that, like, when you said there's light at the end of the tunnel, what I realized is that I am my own light. So realizing that I am my own light, I have the final decision and choice of how I'm going to get through this with the grace of God. My spiritual side has developed quite a lot since then as well. And so I had that belief that each day I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do whatever the best I can do. But if it's not the right place for me, if I'm not meant to be linked with these people or whatever the situation is, I'm going to get myself out. And that's where I learned about istikhara. And sometimes, like, I'm not the best example of religion at all. So please don't, obviously, if you're new to Islam, whatever, don't judge me on it. However, there are tools there for us coming from a Muslim background. Everyone has their own faiths. Even if you're not praying 5 times a day, istikhara is a tool, I believe. It helped me get through the craziest of times, decisions I had to make. Even now, if I have some type of decision I need to make, I'll do istikhara. Honestly, and I cannot explain how much it changes your life. Along with the hajjs and stuff. I know that's a whole different topic, but things I have been asking for are just coming into my hands. Even bad things that are happening right now to me, I have done a tahajjud prayer about something, and 3 days later, something drastic has happened. And I know it's all part of the plan of what I've asked for. So if someone is going through something right now, understand that whatever is happening is happening. However, you have the ultimate choice and decision to make a difference. And it only takes, even if you think like you're so far from that goal, you want to be this person, it takes one change at a time. For example, let's go in a health perspective. Every morning you're having this like really sugary drink or something for breakfast. Switch it. Every day have a green tea. Every day have a green tea. Just do that one thing. Okay, now next step. Every day make sure you have a banana. Every day make sure you have a banana. And you literally just do that. And when you implement these extra little habits, okay, I'm going to drink an extra glass of water today. Okay, I'm going to do this every day. After some time, you would have developed certain thingies. And before you realize it, you would have pulled yourself a lot further than the girl that was there before.
100%.
And that's the thing, to hold on to that hope and faith, and to know that 6 months from now, your whole life can be totally different, and definitely a year from now. So if you are stuck in a situation, nothing lasts forever. And someone told me this as well. What is the saying? I can't even remember the saying right now, but it was just basically like, this time will pass. Yep. So if it's a good time,
it'll pass.
Know that this time will pass. If it's a bad
pass.
time, this
Nothing
time will pass.
forever.
And so these are the things. And I do a lot of self-development, read a lot of books. And if I can't read, sometimes your mindset can't get there. Audios, YouTube, free stuff. And I have a mentor as well that is not alive anymore. But I have a few, but Jim Rohn was one of my favorites. And he had this golden 5-minute piece called The Set of the Sail. And one of the things of the set of the sail, he goes, the wind, it blows on all of us.
Yeah.
The wind of economics, the wind of this, the wind of that, whatever. But the same wind blows on us all.
Definitely, 100%. Well, that being said, we're going to take a little break. I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about mindset and your pageants. Right, fellas, folks, welcome back after the break. We just had a little...
Deep conversation?
No, hang on, let me start again.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Folks, welcome back to the second part of this episode, and we wanted to touch on some depression. Do you think depression exists? Because I personally don't believe in it. Like, what I'm saying, yes, it does, but maybe I've never experienced it, or maybe I have, and I've kind of overcome it. I don't know, but I personally think the more you think about something, like the negative, what I believe, there's always a positive to every negative that happens to you. You just have to kind of take a step back and analyze, assess the situation, and think, okay, this is where I'm going, but this is the positive side of it. You want to run towards the positive. And maybe because of that mindset, I've been through a lot, like with work and stuff, and, problems financially and stuff, but I've never let it get to me in that sense. So maybe because of that, I don't think that it happens, and maybe some people are just not strong enough, and they kind of get gobbled up by it. I don't know. What's your take on it?
I'm just thinking about how much people are going to hate what you just said right now.
No, but
it's
that's
fine.
not the
It's
point.
your-
That's
no,
not the
no.
point. The point is, I'm not saying I'm right. I didn't say
Your
I'm right.
opinion.
It's my opinion, and this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can help someone say, look, if you are going down a dark route, don't worry about it. The time shall pass. There's always a positive to a negative. There has to be. It can't just be negative all your life cannot be. You just got to know where you're going. You got to take a step back and just assess your situation.
So, alhamdulillah, mashallah, that you have this mindset and that you're well in your mind to be able to think like this. So, not many people know this, but I've actually been a mental health support worker. Okay.
Yeah.
I've also been a carer for people that have suffered with mental health within my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also had suffered with mental health. I have suffered with depression and anxiety.
Wow.
Really bad.
See, I didn't know.
I wouldn't have told you about it. And I
Yeah.
probably didn't speak to you at the time because I don't know if we knew each other. And also when
It's just not something that you would
you
just
don't,
put out there.
but
No.
a depression person doesn't know how to talk to anyone. They close up. Well, I know I do. If I'm going through something difficult and I can't handle it, I don't show myself to anyone.
Mm.
I would usually just hide and wait until I pick myself back up again. And they'd be like,
But
"Hi,
don't you
guys."
think? But don't you think that's the problem? Hiding when you are going through something, because not everyone can pick themselves up.
No, and that's why you have all these unfortunate incidences that end up happening. So this is
So is it a good thing to hide, or do you, when you're going through something bad or you're going through depression and you're really dark, do you reckon you should encourage people to come out and talk about it?
so. First thing I'm going to say, you asked the first question about depression. Does
Yeah.
it exist? 100%, I believe it exists.
Okay. Which
Go more into
I
it.
totally respect.
We'll
Yeah,
go
yeah.
more into it later. But in terms of people going through depression, if they happen to be watching this podcast, 100% you've got to speak to someone.
Mhm.
Now, I can say, because I grew up with one of my family members suffering with depression, it was difficult. So, like, for example, I mean, I don't know much about your upbringing. Did you have both your parents?
Yes, still
Okay.
do, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So there. Understand where
But my parents battered me though.
they probably, it was deserved.
Thank you. It definitely was, but yeah.
You know, so, but what I'm saying is, for example, some of these people haven't had that, mashallah, blessed both
Yeah.
parents. I haven't. I lost my dad when I was younger, and prior to that, my parents split. So, a lot of people haven't got both their parents. And when you lose a parent,
It's a massive, massive
I'm going to tell you right now, like,
gap.
it's a gap. It's difficult. I know of someone that lost their mom, fell into depression, never came out of it. It's sad. And it's something that's inevitable. We have to go through these processes, right? I mean, whichever way it's going to be around first. And it's tough. So people that are suffering through depression, it doesn't just happen overnight. I mean, obviously that was a bit different, but there are things and scenarios. So a lot of people's foundations aren't set. Okay. They haven't got that bubble. They're not protected, and certain things happen in their life. They don't get to do that mindset training. I mean, I'll go into mindset and what I think should be taught in schools, but they don't get that. We're lucky now. Like, I'm grateful that I have it, because if it wasn't for my nutritional work that I was doing, or kind of still I'm doing, but not so predominantly on my social media at the moment, if I didn't go into that, which required me to become a network marketer, which required me to do a lot of mindset training, I don't think I would have got through the depression, because I was hiding it. However, the friends that were around me knew that it was there. And also, because of my experience of having to deal with someone with depression, I realized I think I've got depression. I lost 10 kgs in 6 months without even trying.
It's not bad for a transformation. Sorry.
It's, I apparently
I
I was
had to
playing
kind
with
of break it up a little because she was getting a bit emotional. But yeah.
I don't want to ruin my makeup.
Yeah.
I had to, like, I came to a point where I was playing with my food. I wasn't really eating. And if you know me, I can eat. We were just having this conversation with someone Monday. That's where I was. I was in a meeting, and I was eating, and everyone couldn't finish their food, so I was finishing off their food as well. And then my friend was like, "Yeah, she can eat. Trust me. She's not shy to hide that. Like, I'm a foodie. I like to eat my food. So if I'm not eating, there's a problem. you know, and some people have the opposite. Some people eat.
Yeah. They'll start
they're
binging.
depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they binge, and some people don't. And this is the type of clientele I was dealing with. Some people, you know, go through other sort of eating disorders and things. And I have gone through different phases, but what I will say, depression does exist. I've been through different episodes more than once. I shared one part of that thought that happened in 22, but there was another incident, another time, like, you know, where you get these thoughts and it's hard. I don't think I will go through it again.
Yeah.
I feel like I've built myself up so strong now this time. My mindset, my spirituality, my mindset on things have changed so much. And so now when things are happening, nobody can get
You
to
know
me.
it's going to pass.
Yeah, it's going to pass.
It's going to pass. People are going to forget
And
about it.
there's-
You're going to forget about it.
There's
Just
nothing
kinda-
too big that's
Yeah.
going to totally, you know, to consume you and take over you. Because at the end of the day, everything is in God's hands.
Yeah, 100%.
That tawakkul. Am I pronouncing it right? I'm not-
Tawakkul.
Tawakkul.
Yeah.
Qul with the qaf, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm always learning. So, and so last year I developed that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
See, you know,
before,
that's what I mean. Like when you have that mindset
but not
that
everyone
you
gets it.
know that this is God's plan. A lot of people say, oh, you know, if God loves you so much, then why does he put you through all of that?
To
What?
grow, make
To
you
grow.
stronger.
And plus, God will test those who he loves the most because he wants to see what you're going to do. Are you going to come closer to God or are you going to go the other way? You know, it's an exam at the end of the day, but it's a conversation
It's like a whole another hour. You're
for
gonna run
another
out of
for another
memory.
day, you know. And plus, we're not scholars or anything that.
No, we just
but
have.
it's just basic understanding.
Yeah.
You know, everything happens for a reason. Every negative has a positive. This is how I live and learn. And you know, you have to be thankful to God in every situation, good and bad.
Yes.
Because from the bad situation you learn,
you learn.
and the good situation you are thankful for.
Yes. But also the fact is that people, when they are in depression, they can't just be like, okay, I need to be positive now. It doesn't work like that. Depression is actually an illness. There are chemical changes also that does happen. And what I wanted to share, because obviously you have a very strong mindset in terms of, you know, they should be fine if they just think about like this. But when you're in the state, having experienced being in that state is very hard to see. It is very hard. When your brain is totally taken over by these thoughts.
So how
and
did
stuff,
you come over whatever you went
the
through?
different transitions
Yeah,
I've been in? and out of
how
a
did
few
you
times.
think, okay, what did you do to come out of it? You must have done something.
I mean, for me, I've always been someone that turns to God.
Okay.
Whether it's good, whether it's bad, it might not look like it on the outside, but that's my own personal journey. Only sometimes recently I've been sharing stuff on my social, but prior to that, I was always that person that would wake up middle of the night to do a prayer or to do something. Even if it wasn't 5 times a day, it was always there.
It was a step, one at a time.
No, but
One thing
what I'm
at a
saying is
time.
there'd be 5 times and you'd stop. I don't know if anyone had this, but I will go through my phases. I'll be like so strict. There was one point I didn't even listen to music for 6 months. Like I literally didn't listen to music.
You missed out on all my hits then.
What I mean is, like, I have my phases, right? Everyone has things. So
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
even
yeah.
experienced that where I didn't listen to music, didn't watch TV, didn't do anything. I thought I wasn't going to do acting. Like, I literally was on, like, such a different vibe. No one knows that. I don't know how I just mentioned that to you right now. But anyway.
I'm telling you, people open up on this
what is
podcast.
wrong
People
with this
open
place?
up. This place is, it's got spirits in here, you know. People
So-
open up.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the point. Depression exists. We have to be understanding. So if you do come across it, because the other thing as well, I also feel like we should be quite understanding for different people's scenarios and stuff, because things can happen to you too. You never know. Like, I would never wish depression on anybody.
No.
Never.
Of course
Not
not.
even if I had an enemy.
No.
I couldn't, because it's so horrible.
It's horrible.
It's
Yeah,
horrible.
of course.
And I'm grateful for it now, because I'm understanding, I'm empathetic. I can understand people a lot better, and I can
Yeah.
see when I meet people all the time, and I can tell if they've been through something. And I can speak to them a certain way. My friends that have gone through depression, I'm able to then be there for them. And they're like, Shafina, you're the only person that, you know, understands me. And I'm like, it's okay, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
you know, you've been through
alhamdulillah.
it.
And it's-
Maybe that was the reason you went through, so you
I
could
think
help
so.
other people
I really think so.
who are going through the same situation, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, everything happens for a reason.
100%.
You might not realize it at the time,
No.
but give
They're
it
blessings.
some time. You know, you'll be like, okay, I've been through. I can help that person because I've been through that.
What I want to share, one thing is to
Yeah.
anyone that's watching, is that if you are still breathing, you can make and change anything.
100%.
If you're still breathing,
You can make a change.
yeah.
What daily practices do you recommend for maintaining a healthy mindset? Is there anything particular that, you do, to keep sane? This world's crazy this day and age, I'm telling you, but that will be a part 3 podcast.
There's a few podcasts. Can we just lock them in the diary now? So one of the biggest things to have a healthy mindset is the talk that we do to ourselves. Oh my God. Your thoughts. Watch those thoughts. There are thoughts that come into everyone's head. I don't care how successful anyone is, there is a negative thought that pops into someone's brain. Someone will say to yourself, oh, my face looks a bit like this today. Oh, I think I've put on a pound here. Oh, my hair is not sitting right. Why does it look so messed up? Like, these are little things, but they add up.
Yeah.
And then and even if you say it out loud, or, oh, I'm such an idiot, I can't believe I forgot the thing. I just called myself an idiot. Why? The world is trying to put negative on me anyway, and I'm doing it to myself.
Yeah, I call myself an idiot a lot of times because I'm always forgetting things. Now what I've done, always
Wow.
keys, especially my keys. Oh,
I
where's
think
my
that's just a man
my
thing, by the
wallet,
way.
keys, stuff to do with work, and you think, oh God, I'm supposed to do that.
Huh.
So now what I've done is I put reminders. I've got Siri as my personal assistant. Like, hey Siri, can you remind me for X, Y, and Z, or can you put this down as a time? Okay, not now, Siri.
Can I know.
So and it does it, and it really, really helps because it will just pop up, and then I'll just do it. So use the technology.
Use the technology, yes. Technology can be a benefit.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So one thing is how I listen to how my thoughts are.
Yeah.
Practicing of not allowing those thoughts to be in. If it is, I replace it with a positive one. Because it's natural. You're going to have negative thoughts. Even God said, whatever negative you think, I'm not going to write it down. But, if you've got
Until
positive
it's done,
thoughts,
yeah.
So negative thoughts are going to be there.
Yeah.
So you just replace them with positive ones because thoughts have vibrations and frequencies. The other thing I was going to say was, complaining. Okay, I live with my family.
Yeah.
They're more messier than me. It drives me insane. And I would complain, why'd you leave this there? Why are the dishes there? Da, da, da.
Isn't that just a woman thing, or?
You're so lucky you're like this far from me right now. I can't even reach you. Wow, what can I throw at you right now? Wow. I don't even have a hot cup of coffee with me.
Why do you think I'm not giving you anything that's throwable? Right, guys, if you're listening, if you just caught up, that was just a joke. But yeah,
Yes,
go on.
of course, because he knows he wants to keep his head on his shoulders. We have more podcasts to do, right?
Yeah. We've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
3
yeah.
parts so far.
So, what was the question?
I don't know. We were talking about you moaning and cleaning and complaining. Yes.
Complaining. So I realized that I need to stop doing that because it's negative.
Yes.
So every time I saw something on the floor or dishes in the sink, I'd go, I'm amazing. So
Wow, I want to tell my wife to do that. You're amazing. And she'd be like, okay.
no, I would tell myself I'm amazing. So instead of the negative thing, I replaced it with a positive affirmation. So if I see someone on the floor, I go, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. And I started to basically replace
Is that what you
any
do
negative
around the
thoughts.
house?
I'm serious. I'm not even kidding.
You shout out that I'm amazing.
I'm amazing. Because let me explain. Firstly,
Do other people complain by any chance? Just asking a question.
what happened was they realized why I was saying it. Because I said, look, I'm going to stop complaining about everything. But every time I see something, I'm going to say I am amazing.
Right.
And what it was, it's basically made me realize affirming a different affirmation onto myself. Because that really works. And I'll explain another affirmation, by the way, that I did last year. So I tell myself I'm amazing to remind myself because negative thoughts are there.
Yeah.
So it's giving me a habit now. So one of the habits is if I'm about to complain about something, I'm amazing. And so I'm switching the habit by not doing it, but also implementing another habit, which is the positive effect, which has a huge thing. So that's one of the things. And then I do try and listen to maybe 5 or 10 minutes of some type of motivational talk or something on YouTube. So I plug something on if I'm doing my makeup or something. I try and do that. I also, when I wake up, oh, alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful. I have a bed. I cannot explain how grateful I am to have a warm, cozy bed. And I'm grateful every morning. I'm so grateful for my
Especially
home.
with everything happening around the world now.
Especially with everything happening in the world, and even prior to that. Because there's been times where I've not had hot water. Okay? There's been times where I didn't know where I was going to live. There's been times where it's just like there's so much has happened. Nasa, like seriously, if I wouldn't even know where to start. And I think that's why right now, alhamdulillah, I feel humble where I am. Because I know what life can be like. And by the way, life isn't perfect right now. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's beauty in the good and bad. It's not perfect, and it never will be. And this is the thing that I feel like people need to understand, that life will actually never be perfect.
No.
Heaven is perfect.
Yes.
The world isn't.
Yeah.
It never will be, and that's okay. But we can still make it beautiful.
Yeah. With what we have.
So that's that. And anything else that I do, I drink my water. I try and have a green tea every morning. Take my capsules, and smile.
You know, this brings me to our last category,
Okay.
which is about the pageants.
Okay.
So you've done bits and pieces here and there. So what inspired you to do a pageant?
So I actually did a pageant. I've done a few pageants actually prior to what people think. I just started last year on it. So what re-inspired me was I had a thought in my head, and I was like, it's been a while since I've done a pageant. I want to do a pageant. And then 2 days later, my friend calls me and tells me, why don't you apply for this pageant and stuff? So that's how that happened, how it re-sparked it. But people don't actually know that, I did pageants like a while back.
Wow.
And I actually got placed. I think I got the second runner up in one of them. And I have my sash still and my tiara from there, but I never really showed off about it. I never really told anyone about it. So for me, that whole life has been a journey. It's a whole different world, by the way. Modeling is one thing, pageant life is another.
Really?
Yeah, two different things. It's not the same.
Wow.
There's pageant walk, pageant poses, and models. Modeling is different to pageanting.
Oh, I seriously thought it's the same thing. You just show up. You just rock up on the stage.
No,
like, hello.
Very different. And I had a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn, but it's not my focus right now. My focus is my acting.
What advice would you give to young women considering entering a pageants?
I would say it's a wonderful experience and everyone should go for it. Because you will learn so much about yourself, so much about others, and especially international pageants, you get to meet 50 other countries in one space.
Yes, true.
50 other countries. Like, you just had to go to one place to visit 50 other countries. Like, think about it with that mindset.
Wow.
On top of that, you make all those friends in those countries too.
So your advice is, if you want, you should try it?
Yes, definitely. I would say go for it. You don't actually need so much support to do it. You can actually go look into your local place, whatever country you're in and stuff like that, and see what pageants are available. And then usually there will be like a national director. They will usually, the ones that are like really on their national director game, they will be sorting out all the sponsorships and stuff, and they will be organizing your outfits and stuff like that.
Oh,
I've had a different experience. However, what I've learned is that, there are people out there that will like travel with you, come visit you. They will organize so much stuff for you and sort out your flights and like your pageant fees
So
and all that stuff.
everything's paid for.
Well, it wasn't for me, but I know that it does exist so I would say just have a look into your research and see what works out best for you.
Fantastic.
Yeah, definitely do it.
Right, before we finish off, I know you're quite big on social media. You reply to people ask you questions. What we're going to do now, people, is we're going to go into her Instagram, and I believe we have some questions, real questions. We're going to choose 5 questions, and she's going to answer them. So let me just...
You're taking my phone? Okay.
Yep, we've got plenty of time. We've got 33 minutes. And this is going to be very, very interesting because there's one question that always pops up.
Oh, no, we know it.
Oh,
Okay.
we all know that question.
Um.
Right, can I have your phone, please? We're gonna make this as
Okay.
genuine as possible.
You can take my phone from me. All
Yes,
right. This might disappear because it says only got 1 day, but if it does, it'll go into the archive.
it's fine. We're gonna look at some new
Okay.
questions.
So I asked this 24 hours ago.
Okay.
What are you gonna see? Oh my God.
Right. Okay.
I need some water.
Right. Okay.
What are you laughing at?
Right. Okay.
Okay, go on.
We're gonna start with the easy one first.
Fine.
Okay.
Chalo. What? What have you read?
There's some proper crazy ones.
I don't think they're that bad. Is it really?
No, they're not bad. They just cringe.
Okay, go on. What's the
Okay, the first one, the easy one, is what's your favorite color?
It's not an easy question for me. Okay, growing up, I loved pink apparently, but then I really loved green. And I know that.
Shall we reply back to these on the video?
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Okay. So reply back. Response.
Is the lighting okay?
Yeah, lighting's fine.
Okay.
So
Ask me the question.
So the question is, what's your favorite color?
Okay, so actually, when I was little, I really loved pink, and then I really loved green. I love all sorts of colors. So I don't actually have a specific favorite color. I just love colors.
Thank you.
Did you post it?
No, not yet. But it's good though.
Okay, you saving it?
No, I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna post him because it's fine. Post right next.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. This is a good question. It's what has been your biggest challenge in life so far?
Oh my gosh, my biggest challenge. I didn't even know. There's so many challenges. I guess.
Quickly, we're running out of time.
Already.
Chop, chop.
I don't know.
Okay, she doesn't know what's so big.
Not right now. I'll come back to you.
Obviously, nothing is as big as that. So, good question.
Making decisions.
Huh?
Making decisions.
It's too late now. Let's do that. Yeah. It's
You
too
doing
late.
it again?
Too late. No.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna stick to
Poor
it.
guy. Sorry.
Could be a girl. Okay,
Could be a
that's
girl.
done.
Poor person.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
this is from Anurag.
You actually named the person? Okay. Hi.
So this is from Anurag, and he is asking how to make you my better half easily.
Oh, it's not easy. I'm going to tell you right now. And
I think you should listen to this podcast before you want to jump into that. Oh my God, these are hilarious.
no one actually goes through my phone, Consider this a privilege right now.
Okay, this is another one. Good one.
Okay, go on.
So this is from Majid, and he is saying, I commented on your post, gorgeous. Can you reply that?
Oh, thank you. I will do when I have a moment and I have my phone back.
This is just so funny.
At least I'm getting 2 in 1 here. I'm doing the podcast and I'm responding to the questions.
Yeah, we're going to leave all of this in there. So it's quite fun, actually.
Yeah? Okay. I'll just pop here every time I do a question thing.
Okay, here we go. Who's this by? This is from Nurullah, and he is
Hi.
asking, procedure to marry you, ma'am.
If you saw actually, I have answered this question for the procedure and I'll be posting the reel very soon. So watch out.
Bloody hell. Yeah, you have to go through some border force and immigration.
There's a stage. Stage 1. So I will share that. I have a reel actually.
One last one we're going to do.
Okay.
Okay, right. This is a good one. SH Singh is asking,
Hi.
what do you find most admirable about India?
India. I've actually been there twice, and I think the mixture of cultures for me that I've seen, like I remember there'd be like Muslims walking around, and all of a sudden there's like a temple, and everyone gets along, from what I had seen, and
So community unity. and-
unity, food,
Well, yeah,
pani
obviously.
puris. Oh, that was so good. I love it. I think it's fun, and there's no judgmental there. Like I wasn't judged there. India's one place I went to, and I was not judged.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
Anything interesting you want to? I don't know. You have the phone. I can't see the questions.
Okay. This is the last question. It's the
Okay.
question from Tufail. He's
Hi.
asking, is it possible to meet when in Leicester?
Oh, are you from UK and Leicester?
Maybe, yeah.
I should probably do a meet and greet there, huh?
You should.
Really?
Yes, definitely. Right,
Okay.
let's make it happen, guys.
We're gonna do a meet and greet in Leicester.
Yes, definitely. So there you go. Just keep following her. She'll pull up the details and
NASA's gonna organize the event.
yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Thank
Inshallah.
you. That's it. Right.
Thank
You know what? This has been really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think this last bit was fantastic. I like that. There you go. There's your phone back.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in and listening. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. It helps with all this algorithm business, and it just helps me make more good content and have more amazing individuals like Shafina and millions of the others I can have. So, but the main thing is I hope, people listening at home, you've picked up some good quality motivational and inspirational stories, what Shafina's gone through, and she's obviously come out flying colors on the other side. And any last words?
Last words.
Any last words
I
before we
I think one of the biggest things I would say is just to always believe in yourself. No
always
matter
believe
what.
in yourself?
No matter what. And if you fall down, just get back up.
Fall down and get back up. Thank you very much, Shafina, for your time. I know you're a busy person and you got to shoot to another place now. But yeah, fantastic. We'll make it happen
Thank
again
you.
very, very
Inshallah.
soon, in
Very
about
soon.
365 days.
No. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless.